What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 54 of the Charge to the Top here with Hereford FC. And today we are back, and today we're taking on Charlton, who actually, as you may notice, currently sit top of the league. Yes, we've kind of bottled it. I say we've bottled it. The last two results, actually, not as bad as perhaps I'd feared. Obviously, last episode we took on Southend. Since then, just the two games. First game we took on Preston, and we won 3-0. You know, 3 games in a row with clean sheets. That was a good little kind of mark, I guess, to hit. Kevin Kelly getting 2 goals as well. Good to see him kind of back firing on all cylinders. And following on from that, Stuart Rumsby, the man in on loan from Newcastle, getting a goal. So that was a good little result. Against Port Vale, this was a good result, I think, because we were losing 2-0. And at half-time, you know, I did give the players a stern talking to. You can see, looking at the stats, we were the better team. We probably deserved to win it. But we fought back well from a 2-goal deficit to get a point. Really can't fault the players for their effort. It was an entertaining game for the neutral, I guess. But for us, it felt like 2 points dropped still. But well, it could have gone a lot worse, obviously. 4 points from 2 games, not too bad, especially when you consider in the league that we're currently in, it seems like people are just slipping up left, right and centre. Anyway, looking at the league table here, you can see we are in second. Charlton, who we play today, are top of the pile. As you can see, we are even on points with them. Goal difference separates our two sides. Behind us, Birmingham in third on 63 points, so a full goal cushion. So we do know today that even a loss against Charlton might not be the end of the world. You know, we still are guaranteed to be at least a point clear at the top of the table. Behind Birmingham, Bury's still doing well. Millwall have surged back up the table up into 5th. Southend, since we beat them, have slumped a little. And yeah, Blackburn languishing now down in 12th. Of course, a team who were right up at the top of the table with us for an extended period of time. But anyway, yeah, today we are taking on Charlton. Obviously, not a lot's happened since the last episode, but this is a big game, I guess, in the context of our season, obviously. Following on from this game, just 6 games left. We're playing Pompey, Oldham, Crewe, Bury, who are currently 4th, is our kind of 3rd to last game of the year. And on the last game of the year, we have got Tranmere. We really need to probably have promotion wrapped up, I feel like, before the Bury game if we can. And, well, in order to do that, a win here against Charlton is going to be pretty important indeed. Anyway, in terms of team news, you can see there is a little bit. Unfortunately, James Maddison has picked up an injury, out for 3 to 4 days with a bruised head. Not ideal. Obviously, he is a massively key player for us, although in recent times his performances have been a little bit subpar. There's been games where he's gone missing. You can see in his last 5, to be fair, he has got 3 goals and 1 assist, so it's not like he's not been performing at all. But at the same time, you know, I feel like we've got players now to make up for him. And Stephen Boyd, who of course we signed on a free transfer in January, the young Scot, he's been performing very well. 2 goals for himself, a 7.24 average rating for him in his last 5 games. And he is going to take up the mantle of playing that centre attacking midfield position. Anyway, the only other injury we've got is to Mkhitaryan. Bit of a bad injury, really. This one a chest injury. You can see 5 assists in 5 games for the young Englishman on loan from Atletico. It's good to see, obviously, the players we signed during the January transfer window really having a noticeable effect, I guess, on the side. And Martin here, a prime example of that. You know, 6 games, 1 goal, 5 assists, 7.22 average rating. Really has made that right wing his own. Of course, with him being out injured, it does mean that Mayo Waters comes back into the side. The Irish youngster, of course, a player we signed 2 years ago now. Last season we signed him. He was a good player, and hopefully, obviously, he can give a good performance. Although it'd be fair to say that this year he's not been great. He had a great start to the season actually, but in recent times he has slumped off. Looking at the player stats, just looking at the average ratings, you can see Rumsby obviously getting a run in the first team with Harry Lennon being out injured has been performing very well indeed. And well, speaking of Harry Lennon, if we have a look, where is he? Where he's gone. In fact, he's starting alongside Rumsby. There he is. Obviously, coming back from injury, Harry Lennon. Still not 100% match fit, but good enough to start today's game. And I am going to keep Rumsby in the first team. He's done very, very well. Perhaps it's a little bit harsh on Packwood, you know, the fact that he is going to be missing out, I guess, on this first team opportunity at centre-back. But what you might notice is I am now playing him at right-back. So for a long period of time this year, obviously, we started off with O'Neill at right-back. He's coming back from a long-term hip injury, although he should be back fully fit soon. Obviously, we were playing Edwards right back for a while, but he now drops into centre mid, at least for this game. That due to the fact that McGeehan is currently out on international duty, so we don't have him to play today. As a result, I needed a right back, and Will Packwood, he's done a job at centre back for us. I think he can do a job at right back as well for us. Not necessarily the greatest fullback going forward, but obviously he's proved himself this year, I feel like, as a centre-back for us. And, well, he's going to get a chance today to maybe show us what he's made of out on the right-hand side. Anyway, looking at our team going into today's game, it's fairly strong despite the injuries that we've had. Looking at it, we of course go with Elliott in goal. Chris Owens at left back, still doing very well, the 23-year-old. Good to see a player who of course has been at the club now for 4 years in a row, really stepping up every single year. He's got an average rating above 7.0 this year as well. 2 player of the matches, not too shabby at all for him. Anyway, centre-backs we go in Lennon and Rumsby. actually. Right back we go with Packwood. In the centre we go with Edwards. Alongside him I am going to stick with Jake Hesketh here, of course. I have been playing Boyd at deep line playmaker fairly recently. However, with Maddison's injury, Boyd is now going to move up into that centre attacking midfielder position, and he can definitely do a job for us there. You kind of look at him as an attacking midfielder on the support duty. He's already built for this role, really. Not necessarily the greatest player when it comes to his physicals, but he is a real kind of jack of all trades, master of none, I guess. And, well, hopefully he can be a master of the centre attacking midfielder position today. We then go in Mayo Waters out on the right. Barmby is going to go out on the left for us, the 27-year-old. And up top for today's game we go with Kevin Kelly. 3 goals in his last 5 games. Looking like he's going to be in good form. The young Scottish international. He's actually started playing for the under-21s, which is good to see as well. In terms of Charlton's form coming into this, they're doing very, very well. They're going to be a tough team, I think, to beat today. We look at their form. You can see they've not actually lost a game this calendar year. They've drawn 3 games in that time, but recently they have beaten Birmingham in third 3-2. You can see in this game they came back from 2-0 down in the last 10 minutes to get that win. Have also beaten Fleetwood. They beat Blackburn 2-0. Did draw against Tranmere, did draw against Bury, so maybe, proof that they aren't kind of impenetrable, but it is going to be a tricky game, I think, today to get a result. But we're going to do our utmost, obviously. We sit in second. If we want to win the league, this is perhaps the game that we absolutely have to win in the matches that remain this year. Obviously, team looking fairly good. Mayo Waters perhaps struggling a little bit when it comes to his condition, but we have got options in the likes of Harry Anderson and Danny Smith on the bench. Other players on the bench, we've got James Murphy. Sambu is also an option. Not played a whole lot this year, to be fair, but he has got 2 goals in his last 5 games that he's played for us, the 24-year-old, and obviously his pace is a nice little asset perhaps to have on off the bench if you really want to inject some speed into the side. Obviously David Short also an option, Rojas too, O'Neill coming back from injury, not 100% match fitness. But all in all, despite the injuries to Maddison and Mkhitaryan, we are still able to field a fairly strong side. Of course, Maddison's injury does make this a little bit harder, but we're going to see what we can do here. Mayo Waters struggling for fitness. But, yeah, we're just going to try and, I guess, get the result that we can. A draw here would still be a pretty good result, of course, as I mentioned. We sit 4 points ahead of Birmingham as things stand. So in an ideal situation, we win here. Of course, though, if we were to slip up, Birmingham have to win to close the gap on us, and even then, we can't actually fall out of the automatic promotion spots today. Anyway, we are away from home for this game against Charlton, which I think is going to further add, I guess, to the challenge. But let's see what we can do. Jack Barmby from kickoff whips it in. I mean, it wasn't going to go in. It was a pointless kickoff highlight, Jack. Settle down. Although, we do still have the ball. At what point do I give up hope on this being a goal? Hesketh, Barmby. I mean, good build-up play, if nothing else, just to watch and observe early on in this game. Jones now maybe hitting us on the counter-attack. Can we deal with this? Cuts inside, Packwood fouls him. I mean, if you're right back to get booked in the first 43 seconds, slightly concerning, especially because he's a player who hasn't played all that much at right back. So he's now got a task at hand, hasn't he, Packwood? He might be a player we have to take off, but yeah, a booking within the first minute. Not exactly what you want in this kind of game, but we do have a set piece here. Ball whipped in, Harry Lennon, near post, nods it in. I feel like whenever I see a near post corner get headed in, I have kind of flashbacks to, well, some of you might remember, I think it was FM13 or FM14, where you just had near post crosses on corners and put your best header on the near post and they'd score like 10 goals a season. It's a little bit of a throwback to that, this goal, but Harry Lennon gets it, breaks the deadlock, 4 minutes gone. I don't want to say it, but maybe we've scored a bit too early. I mean, we are a team, actually, that do score very early on in games, it seems. And we've got another one to add, I guess, to that repertoire here. 1-0 it is. Ball whipped into the box quite nicely, of course. Our normal corner taker, Maddison, out injured. I think it was Hesketh on it. It was indeed. He whips it in low and hard. Harry Lennon, the club captain, lunges in at the near post. 3 men go to challenge for it. It goes into the back of the net. We find ourselves a goal up. Perfect start to the game as far as we're concerned. Part of me now wants to, just switch to control. We have 65% of possession. And I think we might just switch to control, I might stick the fullbacks on defend now and just hopefully just kind of ping the ball around our midfield, dictate this game well. We don't want to get caught out on the counter, but in a game where we're having kind of 60+% of possession, it's perhaps worth kind of seizing that a little bit more, playing a little bit more methodical in our play. But well, we've got a set piece to deal with here. We scored from one, and Rumsby has actually committed a foul there. The youngster on loan from Newcastle United. And, well, we have now a penalty to deal with. Can Rob Elliott come up big for us? He's made a few penalty saves this year. The penalty taker for Charlton is going to be this guy, Tavernier. So it's going to be a challenge for him. Can he deal with the pressure? Elliott in goal gets sent the wrong way. Charlton fight back immediately. A game that we played very, very well in. Unfortunately for us, however, Charlton with their first shot on target of the match have scored. And it was from a penalty. A spot kick, an entirely avoidable goal, you feel like. Rumsby, the youngster, just losing his head a little bit. Rob Elliott didn't even try in goal then. He just watched it go in. Sickening display by the goalkeeper. But yeah, not great by Rumsby. A youngster, so big pressure perhaps on him. He's just caved under it. Made an unnecessary foul in the box. And while there's another set piece here that we need to deal with. Carroll back post. Andy Carroll has, he's had a go there, hasn't he? We've got to be wary of Andy Carroll. He's not the greatest kind of fast striker in the world, but from set pieces like that, we can't obviously afford to leave him unmarked. Anyway, I'm going to switch the fullbacks back to support. I don't know why. I feel like maybe they can just support and help us retain possession just a little bit better. Obviously, playing fullbacks on defend means they're less likely to go up the field, and so your wingers can get perhaps a little bit isolated. They're left with one less pass as an opportunity. But, well, 30 minutes gone here. Very even game, you'd have to say. Loads of chances going both ways, but it is 1-1 as things stand. Two goals coming from set pieces. And, well, it's surprising there's not been more goals. I guess the relief for me is that we don't find ourselves a goal down away from home here against Charlton. And actually, we're having our fair share of possession. I'm going to go back on the attack instruction. I think we're going to go back to our normal system. You can see possession's kind of evened out a little bit. We've not created so much since going on control. Obviously, we're not controlling the ball as well as we were, so we do need to make the most of our attacks here. Good to see Stephen Boyd having a fairly good start to the half. The number 19, obviously, making an appearance in replacement of Maddison today. And while we are on the attack here, Hesketh, Jack Barmby, Kelly, out wide again. Lovely build-up play here. Can the ball get into box? It can. Kelly near post. He finally finishes it. It was the second time of asking. It's 2-1 here, right before half-time. A perfect time to score. Jack Barmby gets it in. I thought when Kelly missed this first shot, the chance had gone. Nice little bit of build-up play, the two players linking up nicely. Kelly with this effort, left peg. Keeper does well to save it, but he can't react to the rebound. Kelly reacts fastest. Defenders just left high and dry and well. 2-1. Good start, good first half, can't complain about it. We've been the better team and we've now made that count on the scoreline. I'm going to tell the players I'm very happy with their performance. I want to get them motivated. I'm a little bit paranoid about Packwood on a booking. I have got Luke O'Neill on the bench, who of course is our kind of normal right back actually. But he is only on 60% match condition. I might bring him on after about 55 minutes. You know, I don't think he can last a full half, but I think he can give us kind of, I don't know, a decent chunk of this second half. And I really don't want to risk Packwood on a yellow card if we can avoid it, because you'd imagine as this game develops, Charlton are going to throw more and more men forward. They're going to be more inclined to try and run at Packwood, perhaps bait him into creating a goal-scoring opportunity for them in terms of committing a foul, but also just getting him off the pitch. So yeah, we're going to take off Packwood here. I'm going to bring in O'Neill. Very good fullback, obviously, coming back from a long layoff. I think he was out for 3 months with a hip injury. So this is a big game for him, to come back into, but good to have him back. Hopefully he can kind of find the form he had actually before he obviously got injured. But, well, we're going to be on the attack here. Half an hour left in this game. Still remains 2-1. First chance of the second half. It's been a little while coming, perhaps. But, well, we're the team on the attack. O'Neill off the bench. He's given away the ball there. We could be in trouble here. Charlton, lots of men in the break. Andy Carroll going to try and hold up the ball here. He does. It goes to Jones. Lays out wide to Fernandez. We need to stop this ball coming into the box. Rumsby has had a mare. He gave away a penalty. He's now scored an own goal. I want to just cover my head with my shirt. It's that bad. It's a head in hands moment, isn't it? Rumsby, he's been on loan from Newcastle. He's performed so well up until this point, and I've given him the nod ahead of Packwood at centre-back based on the fact that in the 5 games he played for us, he was superb for us while Harry Lennon was out injured. Unfortunately, he's kind of just caved in a little bit here. We're going to make some changes though. Stephen Boyd has not had the greatest second half. Neither has Walters. I'm going to take him off for Harry Lennon. Not for Harry Lennon, sorry. For Harry Anderson. Harry Lennon going at right wing. That would be a turn up for the books, wouldn't it? But no, we're going to move Anderson out wide onto the right-hand side. Half an hour left in this game. Still time to try and get something more out of this game. Looking at the stats as a whole, I feel like we can feel slightly hard done by. Perhaps to be drawing this game 2-2. But at the same time, Charlton have created plenty of chances. They have been the better team in this second half so far. And we need to step it up. 20 minutes left in this half. Time is ticking away. As I said right at the start, a draw wouldn't be the worst result. But at the same time, I'm looking for more. Rumsby's on a 4.6. I'm taking him off. I'm sorry, Rumsby. David Short, get on the pitch. A 4.6 in this kind of game. An own goal and a penalty given away. I feel like you'd struggle to have a worse game than he's had today, unfortunately for us. But we're going to take him off before any more damage can be done. David Short going to come onto the pitch for us. The young centre-back, of course, signed from Cambridge last year. Looking for him to, slot in quite nicely here for the last 10 minutes. A bit of a big pressure game, I guess, for him to turn up for. I'm going to give our players a team talk just to end this. I want to passionately tell them to show some passion. You know, not long left in this game, 7 minutes left. We're on the attack here. Anderson, Hesketh hits it, and it's found its way into the back of the net. I don't even know how. It didn't look like a shot with a lot of venom on it, but well, it's Hesketh with the goal. Harry Anderson coming on off the bench to get the assist as well. Fair play to Harry. Of course, another player who's been at the club since our non-league days. Lays it inside. Jake Hesketh hits it. I mean, it's a nice finish. I feel like the keeper should perhaps do a little bit better. And I think now it's time to park the bus, isn't it? It's time to just get everyone back. It's time to get loads of us on the defend duty and just see out this game now. We don't need to, play on the attack anymore. We can play a structured game. We can play just on contain. Let's just see this game out now. That's got to be the plan here. You know, if we can win this game, fantastic result for us. 6 minutes remaining in it. Charlton, they're probably going to throw the kitchen sink at us in this kind of remaining time. They have fallen behind again in this game, and while they've kind of fought back before, we've got to be wary of that. But with time ticking away, I'm hoping that the contained duty can just work for us. We're going to obviously waste time as much as possible. We're sitting deeper, we're playing direct passing. No nonsense football here. We just want to get the win away from home. This would be an absolutely massive, massive result for us. And it's a fantastic goal by Jake Hesketh. His first goal of the season. He's played a real blinder today, and despite I guess Rumsby's best efforts to make sure we don't win this game, it looks like we are going to take all 3 points unless there's a late sting in the tail. Although O'Neill, nice clearance by him, ball booted up, it goes out into touch. That is probably going to be GG right there. 3-2 this game is going to finish. I'm going to hedge my bets. It does finish 3-2. A fantastic result for Hereford at the Valley. A Charlton side who haven't lost this year. We've had such ridiculous kind of performances in the big games. Our professional squad, our determined squad, has come up big for us. Birmingham did win. Bury did slip up, so a little bit of a gap emerging between ourselves and Bury in fourth. It looks like it's going to be a 3-horse race now for the automatic promotion spots. Bury lost to Blackburn. Birmingham won 1-0 over at Oldham. Where did... okay, of course, Bury lost to Blackburn. Southend and Tranmere both picked up points, so they've gone back into the playoff spots. But yeah, good result for us. Millwall do have a game in hand, so that's perhaps worth being a little bit wary of. But at the same time, what a performance to give there. A massive game for us. Jake Hesketh, the saviour, a player who... He's had a few kind of goes in League One before. He hasn't really shone. You know, you look at his previous spell, he had it with Pompey for half a season. Prior to that, he was with Preston and even Northampton, where he really hadn't shone. And this year for us, a 7.07 average rating. He got an important goal, albeit his first goal of the season in this game here against Charlton. And well, maybe we can start to believe that promotion is a real possibility at this point. A great result for us. See to leapfrog Charlton. Our goal difference between ourselves and them, of course, still very, very tight indeed. But we have scored more goals, so that is worth considering. Anyway, in terms of when we'll be back, I think it'll be for that Bury game. It's going to be a big game for us. It may even be an end-of-season live com from that Bury game. We'll have to see how things are, obviously. If we go into that match against Bury knowing that any kind of points could get us promotion, we're going to have a little party next episode. But we'll have to see how things go. Obviously, still a fair few games left to be played. But given our form of late, I've got loads of faith now for the players to just crack on and get performances that we need. We've gone through a few slumps, and even without Maddison, our key player, and Mkhitaryan as well, who's been such a great player for us since he joined us on loan for Atletico, we were able to grind out there a fantastic result against Charlton. Anyway, guys, that is going to wrap up everything from me today. If you have enjoyed, as always, please do leave a like. If you've got any comments, leave them down below. And other than that, it is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.